And welcome back, everybody! It has been a hot minute since I have done a video for you folks. Welcome back to the What's the Story channel, where we take a little dive into the story behind World of Warcraft, and just about anything else I can get my hands on in the near future. I know I say that every time, but I do have another game finally lined up. I've just been busy going through all of my options over the last few weeks, trying to decide what best to go with and what would be the most interesting game to attack. But I digress. It's patch day. Welcome to patch 11.1.7. To the best of my knowledge, we actually have new story content over the last couple of months. Everything that's been added to the game has been just extra bonus stuff, side events, the Dastardly Duos thing, the Visions Revisited. It's all for catch-up gear and bonus items. Nothing that involves the actual story of the game. So, we are now finally here on the day where we get story content. So, at long last, going with the theme of the channel, we're going to finally get back into the swing of things here. Didn't want to waste your time with all of that extra bonus stuff that had nothing to do with the story of the game itself. So, let's just go ahead and get right to it. Been waiting a while for new story content. Now, I logged in just to take a peek, and I saw the little screen that comes up with all the new stuff, so you're not going to see that here. But this is the new thing. This is the new thing that popped up. It is lore walking. Let's see. A crystal. Intriguing. That must be the Arathi. That's why the Arathi seem interested. Alright, is there anything else that's... Oh, and there's a storyline. There's a storyline thing right here. Oh, okay. You know what? It's a new thing. It's a new quest, but it's something else. This is actual main story right here. So we gotta do it. We gotta do it, guys. Gotta get to the main story. Alright, provided I can get my butt up over there. Do I have anything in the... No, nothing on the vault. All of my alts have been doing all that stuff. Let me pick up this stuff real quick. Oh, here it is. Your people...
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush to conclusions.
Danath Trollbane.
I speak for the machines.
Alright, pick up the weekly there real quick.
Possible without you.
Alright, so Faerin has popped up into the area. I think she's always here, actually, if memory serves.
Service to those in need.
Pick up the World Soul thing, just so I have that. Well, what's the other stuff? We'll pick that up for now.
May you walk in the light. Bring Beladar's warmth to those in need.
Alright, now, for those of you that have been following along all the extra stuff that Blizzard puts out in terms of story, they came out with a little short story with Faerin, that is on the Blizzard homepage. It's a long audio to listen to, so I didn't want to make a video for that, but just because it is rather long, and you guys can go ahead and listen to that on your own without me commentarying on the whole thing. And I know that's probably not the proper English word for that, but screw it. Anyway, it's a little short, an audio short story about her wanting to basically leave leave her current home in Hallowfall and rejoin the folks in Arathi and get out and see the world. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is her finally going out to see the world.
Lamplight is rise.
I'm here for a short while to help contribute rebuilding our relationship with the Earth. And yes, that's her usual dialogue. I think we did that in our previous one. So, trouble in the Highlands.
We carry the flame into the unknown.
Both Gaora and Danath have, let's see, Faerin Lothar said, okay, yes, Trouble in the Highlands is the name of the quest. Alright. Both Gaora and Danath have received word of unrest in the Arathi Highlands. Civil unrest in Stromgarde, and raids on Maghar and Stormbrick outposts. Danath and Gaora are returning to their homes, Stromgarde and Hammerfall, to diffuse tensions. I asked to accompany them. I have long wanted to reconnect myself and my people of the Arathi. I also want to learn more about the Horde. Gaora was willing, but Danath took some convincing. Though I may have implied you were joining me. So we're going to travel to the Arathi Highlands via the portal on Jonah. Okay. So it's
Don't give in to fear.
Faerin is going to go
My
see her
faith
homeland in the
kindles my
Arathis.
hope.
All right. Let's go. Let's
If you
do
are
it.
lost in darkness, we
We must investigate before we have another war on our hands. Champion, lamplighter.
ready and right behind you, Danath. Thank you for accompanying us, champion.
Well, anytime, Faerin, anytime. All right.
Pity that a family squabble could make me loath to return here.
Gara says family squabble. Marin's lucky she's your niece. I would have killed her for what she did. Huh. All right, we got a new weird thing happening where we have a character where we don't hear her vocals. Same deal with Renzik in the previous main patch. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good. Does this mean does this mean we had yet another problem with another voice actor where they got screwed over and now we don't get to hear their voice? All right, well, let's go ahead and just get to it.
It's good to feel the sun on my skin once more.
Faerin does not seem to hear the conversation between Gara and Danath. Instead, her eyes are locked on the great ruin in the distance, a small smile creeping across her face. Oh, we have a movie. Okay.
Faith,
Alright, here's...
Orden's Wall? Yes.
then the stories and legends I read as a child were true.
Stories are just stories, Faerin. And that wall is just a wall.
I know Arathi history is embellished enough. But are you not proud of your heritage?
Yes, but pride in our legends foments stomach superiority and reasons to strike at our neighbors.
I understand. Among my people, some still distrust outsiders. I had thought your people...
Going to Kaz Olgar was unpopular in Stromgarde. But the Sons of Lothar promote tolerance and mercy.
So his people didn't want him to go to Khazalgar, apparently. Alright, well... let's go ahead and get on to it here.
Finally, the Alliance has sent us help.
Finally? What's happened here, Walker?
Walker Gresham. Alright.
Not really in the mood for visiting.
He says it's terrifying to think, but if I hadn't been on my way out here to fix the wagon and Maggie hadn't followed me, shakes his head. We were able to get out after the bandits showed up. There are more and more of them every week. Why are they coming to the Highlands? How many people's lives are there here to ruin? So we've got bandits that are troublesome here.
It'll be all right, I hope.
All right. Trouble not. It says I had sent word of bandits roaming the Highlands, but I did not know it was this bad. It's just as well we happened into this attack. If we want to get to the bottom of this, we might as well start here. Though I do wish Faerin were not here to see this. You don't want her to see you taking care of bandits?
Excuse me if I talked out of turn. I'm an old man with old ways.
Oh, I'm an old man with... Oh, yes. Heaven forbid the old white man speaks his mind. Okay, he talked about... He dropped a line in there about superiority of his own house. This better not be a woke BS storyline where they're implying some BS about white supremacy crap. Blizzard, you better not be shoving that idiotic... BS down our throats. That better not be what this crap is. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what this is all about.
It wasn't always like this.
Alright, so Walker has he has a quest called Torches and Tar. We've been attacked before, but this time, he shudders, this was different. They didn't want livestock, grain, or money. They took torches and some barrels of tar we used to fix our roofs. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I can guess. They're going to burn something down. You need to stop them before they do another homestead harm. Before they do another homestead harm. All right. So we're gonna retrieve 10 torches from Defias Band. Oh, it's the Defias, of course. I forgot about those boys. And 10 barrels of tar from Newstead Farm. All right. So retrieve the stuff. And young Maggie has a quest for us called Finding Family. Where's my mama, my papa, Ellie? Maggie looks around with tears in her eyes. I was following Mr. Grisham and Clarabelle when we saw the bandits. He grabbed me up and we ran here. I don't know where Mama and Papa and Ellie are. Can you find them for us? Clarabelle is starting to get worried. Alright, so and she sniffles. Poor little girl. Alright, you go. So we gotta find, discover the fates of Marshall Witchshire, Sharon Witchshire, and Ellie at New Starfire. So we gotta find her family. Alright. Oh, I didn't take care of.
Why now? Why us? What do they want?
Alright, well, let's go ahead and head on in. Oh, extra quest called the Emblematic of Things to Come. This Defias bandit was carrying a badge with an unfamiliar emblem. The emblem looks like a rising sun with long rays emitting from it. The sun and rays are colored red, so perhaps Danath can identify it. So bring the unfamiliar emblem to Danath. Alright? Alright, I'm going to pick up our tar along the way here. Did I get credit for those guys? Yes, I did. I got the torches. Great, good. And we got the tar. Alright, guys, bear with me while we head on into this stuff. Alright. Alright, Marshall Witchshire is tied up. We just rescued him.
They called themselves the Red Dawn. They wanted me to join them.
Ah, so we have a faction that calls themselves the Red Dawn. Something, perhaps something to do with a combination of the Defias and the Scarlet Crusade, perhaps? That's sort of that whole shtick. Alright, oh, we got all that tar, alright. And what do we got in here? And there is... that's the little stuffed animal is Ellie. Okay. Of course, it's a little stuffed elephant named Ellie.
It is too far away. I don't have a target. Away.
Alright, simple enough. And Mama's got to be in here. There she is. She got tied up here. Let's rescue Mama.
They look like Defias. But what would they be doing here?
Alright, we just need one more Defias. Alright. Ah, darn it. Only wanted to pull the one. Well, no big deal. We'll take him out. Marin is the future. Alright.
Daddy? Mommy? Oh, Maggie, you're all right.
My lord, who are the Red Dawn?
I do not know.
Alright.
Mama says I shouldn't talk to strangers.
You can always tell when an adult is doing a kid voice. All right.
Next time bring me some sweets.
You found them. You found them. Thank you so much. And the little girl hugs you tightly.
Be obliged if you'd help us.
I hope whatever they're planning doesn't involve my neighbors or Stromgard.
Trollbane will fix all this.
Thank you. Hopefully this
I know
snuffs out what they were planning.
My farm.
At ease, champion.
I don't recognize this emblem, and the Defias had it on their person. Curious. Danath turns it over in his battle-scarred hand, frowning. I wonder what it means.
The sons of Lothar will remain vigilant.
And the new quest from Danath is ill tidings, and he says, a Defias attack, the theft of tar and torches, a group called the Red Dawn recruiting here in the heart of the Highlands. Stromgard was right to send a missive asking for my return. What is going on here? I placed Colonel Nihilus in charge after Marin's foolishness led to her imprisonment. I head to Stromgard and speak with Niles immediately. So we're gonna meet Danath Trollbane at the gates of Stromgard Keep.
Back to diplomat.
The Red Dawn. On. I will go to Hammerfall and see what they
We
know
must
of this.
continue on to Stromgard. Unless Faerin.
Danath, I am a soldier and an Arathi, just like you. I would not abandon you now.
All right. Soldier's duty, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and...
I don't have a target.
Oh, come on. Well, let's see if is there additional dialogue.
Not really in
There's...
the mood for visiting.
Let's see. All right, we read that already.
Trollbane will fix all this.
All right, Marshall
I know
says...
it.
Thank you for saving my family, Pelthalion. Buildings and objects can be replaced, but my family can't. I'm glad Danath is back. Maybe we'll finally find some peace in the Highlands.
Will I be strong like you one day?
Are we safe? I'm so scared. Can we go home?
Hey there.
And Sharon the mom says, my cousin in Westfall says the Defias broke up into factions. Some of them have even given up banditry and are helping the people now. That's clearly not true of the hooligans who attacked us. Alright, so all the Defias are now split into several different groups, and one of them is this new Red Dawn faction. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into Stromgard, which in this timeline is not taken over.
Unrest in Newstead. We don't have the hands to quell the unrest here.
If more hands are needed to keep Stromgard safe, the champion and I are ready to help.
Ah, man. I remember back in the day. Back in the day, classic WoW, cleaning out this area. Such a pain in the butt.
Stromgard has a reputation for being...
Alright.
Do not let that keep you from asking my counsel.
Alright, Danath says, this is much worse than I thought. With the attacks disrupting supply lines, the people are angry, hungry, and looking for someone to blame. The easy choice is blaming our neighbors at Hammerfall. We cannot let this unrest continue. I must speak to Niles, or Nialis, or Niles? Is that an I? Or I'm pretty sure that's N-I-A-L-S, Nile. So we'll say Niles for now, unless they say it later in dialogue and they pronounce it differently. I see Faerin has volunteered the both of you to help the people of Stromgard. I do not like putting either of you to work on what is a diplomatic mission, but helping Brewston while I speak to Niles would put my mind at ease.
Working together is not just an option,
Alright.
it's the only option.
Captain Roderick Brewstrong.
Hey there.
Alright, so, and the captain has a couple of quests for us. And he says, if Danath vouches for you, I trust you, and trust is low in supply here in Stromgard. After Lady Marin was put in her place, I thought Stromgard would go back to normal, and it did for a time. But now there's tension here so thick I'm afraid to breathe around some people. Citizens are acting up. I don't know what's going on, what's gotten into everyone. Fighting, stealing, backstabbing. If you're willing, I could use your help. So, first quest from him is Curfew Kerfuffle.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And he says, I'm glad for your help. Between deployments into Khazalgar, responding to threats in the Highlands, and desertion, we simply don't have enough soldiers to enforce order. Marin's supporters are causing trouble throughout the city. They're stealing supplies, harassing people, you name it. We've enacted a curfew, but Marin's supporters are openly denying it. as my deputy, or openly defying it, as my deputies go around and tell the troublemakers to go home. If they get rowdy, you have my permission to teach them a lesson. So we're going to deal with 15 Marin supporters. I can't remember who Marin was. I'm sure she may have been mentioned in previous videos. I can't remember if I did or not. I'm going to have to go back and see what her story was. There you go. What's the story with Marin? Alright, okay, so, and his second quest is deputy delivery, and he says, trade in Stromgarde is broken down. We're short on goods and workers because of the attacks. Niles was too busy, so I took it upon myself to write official requests for aid. Most are simple and straightforward. Writs for supplies and such for the Stromic army. Let's see. The desist writ for Joseph is different. He is loudly blaming everyone of not human for our woes. Someone needs to officially tell him to shut his yap before he starts a riot. As my deputies, would you enforce my request for aid? So deliver Brewston's request writs to the people in Stromgarde. All right.
You know where to find me.
So stop the riots from happening.
For your help, but keep your eyes open. There are agitators about.
Apologies for putting you to work. We will speak again after I have briefed Niles and Brewston.
It is Niles. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and head on inside. And Marin supporters sent home. You came to the wrong place, Night Elf. Show your deputy badge, tell them to go home. You better watch your back in this city, alright?
Maybe it's time to pack up and leave Stromgarde.
It's Belinda Darkstone, the blacksmith.
I've got a hammer, if you've got the coins.
She says, those Marin flunkies, they're making it harder and harder for anyone who isn't human to live here in Stromgarde. Did you see how they were crowding around me and Godfrey? Shameless, and nae respect for the law at all. But that's nae a problem. I see the shiny deputy badges you both got there. What, Niles and Brewston too? Busy taking a nap to come to and help us for a favour? I'll hand over Brewston's writ for armour repairs.
Our last shipment of iron was stolen by bandits, but I'll do what I can.
We could try to recover those shipments. I will speak to Danath.
Okay, I think I just figured out what's going on. I think I figured out the whole shtick behind all this stuff right here. I guarantee you, this whole storyline is going to be a leftist, woke, progressive, left-wing lecture from the people at Blizzard. It seems like the whole story here is they don't want the people that are human to leave the city. And this is political commentary right here. Because as this video is being made right now, this is June of 2025, in case people are watching this years down the road. These are the days of illegal immigrants getting deported out of the United States under the Trump administration, and people on the left are virtue signaling up a storm about it because they don't because they're immediately on the sides of illegal immigrants, despite the fact that they're here illegally and they're getting thrown out now. But of course, the woke progressives want to keep their cheap labor force, so they're bitching up a storm and causing demonstrations and riots in the streets. This last weekend was one of those ridiculous No Kings rallies that went down. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep on going. But I think this is going to be a whole thing of you're not one of us, and we need to. And we probably need to save the non-humans because
Marin, true heir of
you know.
the Trollbanes will deliver us from the Horde. She will be Stromgarde's salvation.
Alright, that's Joseph the Enlightened. And Joseph points to you and addresses the crowd. Hark! Look at the creatures Danath allows into our city. A traitorous night elf. They are here to steal your resources to fund their imperialism. These so-called friends of the treacherous alliance travel to exploit newfound lands while we suffer and starve. They send our grain to gnomes, elves, and Draenei. And when we need help, where are they? What have they done for Stromgard? So hand over Brewston's writs to desist his inflammatory speech under penalty of arrest.
What's this? Danath Trollbane's minions threatening me for speaking the truth? Is this justice? Is this righteous? I will comply for now. But a new dawn is approaching for all humanity. Be ready, my friends.
Yeah, he really hits humanity in that speech. Yeah, I guarantee you, this is this reeks of flavor. Well, you know, it's leftist Los Angeles and Southern California. You know, you hire the people in this area to write the stories, and this is what they come up with. This is the crap they shove down our throats. All right.
That's 3 caravans to date that haven't made it to Stromgard. Do you have an appointment?
But from Barleybeard. All right. He says, the Alliance has heard the request from Stromgard, and we are doing what we can. We've been sending caravans of food and supplies from Casmodan, but they keep getting attacked en route. We cannot spare more troops to protect the convoys. We need what we have in Kazalgar. They're still tied up trying to find and defeat Zalatath, not to mention aid in the survivors of Dalaran and our new allies. I wish we could do more, but we're stretched thin as it is. All right, we're going to hand over Brewston's request to aid from the Alliance.
Tell Brewston we're already doing everything we can to help.
Confronting Zalatath left no one to protect Stromgard. No wonder these people feel neglected.
So the people here are, you know, got the short end of the stick because all the people that were the forces had to go take care of Zalatath. All right. Cheat a little bit, go over the side here. Alright, and let's see. Oh, we got a few... Oh, yikes. Alright. I'll get more friends, you just wait. Alright. Alright.
People keep saying the attacks are just bandits, but I think the Horde is behind it. It's about time someone did something.
That sounds like a Gilnean right there. Alright. You're not from here. Are you from the Alliance? Are you here to help us with these orcs? Amy sees your deputy badge and rolls her eyes. Oh, Brewston. He's got the spine of a water elemental, sending his deputies to do his lord and master's bidding. What does the useless man want now? Hand over the Brewston's request for bandages.
Bandages? If Lord Danath would stop talking to orcs and start killing them, we wouldn't need bandages.
The orcs are not your enemy. Lord Trollbane is doing what he can to keep you safe.
Alright. They're all attacking now. Alright.
I cannot attack that. If this keeps up, we're going to have to start rationing.
Alright, Luminos. This is the innkeeper.
But my larder is empty.
Well, I'm not just a food and drink gal. Are you here with a delivery? With the poor harvest and all the thieving, basic foodstuffs have been hard to come by. We haven't received any outside aid either. If we don't get help soon, we're going to starve. Why doesn't the Alliance help us? So hand over Brewston's request for army rations.
I should have known. You just want to take and leave the rest of us nothing.
Brewston would not ask if he were not desperate. Please, whatever you can part with.
Blame the Alliance if you're hungry.
If Brewston wants food, tell him he can walk all the way to Stormwind to get it.
Sorry to disappoint.
Alright, so now we're gonna meet him in the barracks, but before we go in, there's probably a few more... We gotta take care of just a couple more of these guys. Alright, there we go.
The people are scared of Merrin's gangs. If we reassign...
No, Captain. You know we don't have the manpower for that.
Need
Alright.
some help?
The city is a powder keg waiting to go off, says Captain Roderick Brewston. Lady Merrin's supporters are growing day by day because of the attacks in the Highlands. Her people harass not just the common folk who follow Lord Danath, but also anyone who isn't human. And now these Red Dawn people Lord Danath just told us about. Between our deployment to Khazalgar, combat losses, desertion, and attacks in the Highlands, we just don't have the resources to police the city right now. Alright.
For Stromgarde.
Alright, for the curfew. It's a despicable reality. It's despicable, really. They try to intimidate loyal citizens and make them leave just because they aren't human. They also shout down anyone that doesn't agree with them. Many don't... Oh, yeah, God. Well, trust me, I dealt with... I was trying to run a couple errands this last weekend, and like I said, protesters. Stupid protesters. Going out to act like a-holes just for the sake of acting like a-holes. They don't actually care about their causes. They're just disgustingly disrespectful a-holes. Anyway, let's see. Many around here just try to avoid them, but it seems like they hang out where it's hard to do that. All right.
You know where to find.
You have my thanks and the thanks of Stromgarde. I'm sorry you got an earful from Joseph. At least he left peacefully. Despite how it may seem, the city is still loyal to Lord Trollbane, mostly. Lady Merrin's followers are just louder and angrier.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And we have a new quest from Colonel Veronica Niles.
I stand for the people of Stromgarde.
And it's, and now we're talking about Merrin Trollbane, and this is his, I want to say sister, maybe it was? It was, I don't remember the storyline there. For those of you that do remember the character of Merrin Trollbane, if you are watching and listening to all of this, then please by all means comment and let me know what that character was all about, because I certainly cannot remember her off the top of my head. Let's see. I'm Colonel Veronica Niles, and I am in command of Stromgarde in Lord Trollbane's absence. I'm sure while aiding our people, you've heard the name Merrin in Stromgarde. Lady Merrin Trollbane is Danath's niece. Okay, there we go. See, I went off guessing, and the answer was here right in front of me. All right, Lady Merrin Trollbane is Danath's niece. She was briefly regent while Danath Trollbane campaigned for troops in Khazalgar. Her actions during his absence led him to imprison her while he returned. When he returned. Alright, that said, Lord Trollbane felt Faerin should speak with her, perhaps to get perspective. I can take you to her if you wish. Alright, so observe the meeting between Faerin, Lothar, and Merrin Trollbane. Alright, in the barracks of Stromgarde Keep.
Farewell. He would have introduced Merrin himself, but Geara summoned him urgently to Hammerfall. Come with me.
Strange that Danath would leave without us. And want us to talk to his estranged niece. I am here as a representative of the people of Hallowfall.
Alright, so this is Merrin, the root of so many of Stromgarde's troubles. But what would Danath want us to learn from her? I suppose he wants to see what she sees, how the ideal of the Arathi has been corrupted. But surely he knows I am aware of how fervor for anything has a dark side. She furrows her brow. Something seems wrong here. Alright, so let's listen to the conversation.
So very many questions. But they can wait. You are a prisoner. Why does Colonel Niles defer to you?
You should know. Names carry weight. Faerin Lothar. Despite your elven blood, a great Arathi warrior returning gives us hope that those dissatisfied with Lord Danath Trollbane's rule, with our old Stromic ways forgotten, with famine, unrest, and orcs on our lands, and dwarves and elves in our cities, all will rise up and embrace a new dawn. And that when they do, I hope you'll be part of it, Faerin.
I would like to see Stromgarde as it was, but your promises are empty. And I would never betray Danath.
You say that now, but you'll see it my way, in time.
Okay, so this is the intolerant character that only wants her own kind and poo-poos all other races and doesn't want the orcs and the elves and the dwarves and all that stuff. I only want my own kind here. This, I guarantee you, this is the political commentary on the real life deportations that are going on right now. This is because the left wing narrative that is out there right now is, oh, you just don't want Mexicans here. You just don't want Mexicans here. That's what that's all about. When no, we don't want illegals here. That is what we don't want. And people don't understand that. And then we got to deal with virtue signaling people in the industry like this that sneak it into a storyline. That's what this is all about. Well, let's go ahead and... Okay, so where... Huh? Okay. Oh, it's got to be... Okay, second floor. Alright.
Colonel, she all but told me she was involved with the Red Dawn.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Alright. Merrin may be in prison now, but her supporters continue to spread her rhetoric across the Highlands. Whatever she may say, I do not believe that she is the leader of this Red Dawn that you are both speaking of. I see who comes and goes. She receives no outside visitors.
Stay out of trouble.
And the new quest from Niles is finding refuge at Refuge Point. If you want to find Lord Trollbane and tell him your theory about Lady Merrin, the missive called him to Hammerfall, far to the east of here. He may have stopped at Refuge Point on the way. It is a Stromic encampment about halfway to the Orc town because of the frequent bandit attacks in the area. I believe he meant to stop and check in with our people there. You might catch up with him there. Alright, so we're going to look for Danath at Refuge Point in the Arathi Highlands.
For Stromgarde.
If you leave now, you might catch up with Lord Trollbane at Refuge Point. But watch out for bandits.
Alright, and we have an extra piece of dialogue
At
here.
your service.
Alright, so extra conversation between Captain Brewston and
The people who attacked
and Faerin.
Newstead call themselves Defias. Who are they?
Defias? I haven't heard that name in a while. This story is a little sad, actually.
What do you mean?
Oh,
What happened?
Yes, Faerin doesn't know of the Defias.
Second War, Stormwind was heavily damaged. The Stonemasons Guild was contracted to rebuild it, but Stormwind's corrupt House of Nobles denied them payment. They rioted, and in the riot, the Queen was accidentally struck and killed. They were driven from the city and became bandits. The Van Cleef family became their leaders. I had thought that the Defias were dead along with the Van Cleefs, but that may have been wishful thinking.
I don't condone banditry, but I can understand their frustration.
I suppose. If they'd been paid, they wouldn't have become bandits. But you can't just throw away law and order if you don't get your way, like Merrin's supporters are doing now.
That is a good point. Thank you, Captain.
Well, maybe there's a little bit of hope in this storyline afterwards. You know, that helps that they included the line, you can't just throw away law and order if you don't get your way. I can appreciate that right there. All right. So, hopefully this isn't just going to be one-sided leftist stuff. Hopefully this is a little bit of common sense thrown in here as well. Alright. Oh, it's people asking for... beggars asking for food from soldiers and whatnot. Alright, well, you know what, guys? Here's what we're going to do. This storyline, I think, is going to go on for a little while, and I don't want to make this video too long, so this is going to be part 1 of this story. We will come back with part 2 of this particular story in the Arathi Highlands to see where to see Mr. Trollbane when we come back. And yeah, that'll do it for now. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we will see you very, very shortly on the next one. Ta-ta for now.